Good morning, this is Geeta, Assistant Professor, Senior Grade, Computer Science Engineering from KPR Institute of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. In the process of learning blockchain, we need to know the importance of hashing. Blockchain is well known for its security, right? The security of data can be achieved with the help of hashing function. This hashing is not new to us. We might already study the functionality of hashing in the data structure and as well as in the DBMS subject, right? So here we are in this session, we are going to discuss about how hashing is useful in the blockchain technology and how it is useful for securing the data. So this is the structure of blockchain. So here we can see we have a sequence of blocks. The blocks are interconnected together like a linked list in the data structure. So each block is going to maintain a set of data. So in general, in the Bitcoin network, one block is capable of storing 1 MB of data. Similarly, each block will store a sequence of data and the blocks are connected together with the help of hashing function. Today we are going to discuss about hashing, the need of hashing and how to generate the hash function and what are the algorithms we are using in the blockchain technology. Hashing is an algorithm. If you pass an input to the hash function, which is going to produce some hashed text as an output. Say for example, if I send some length of input to 256 hash algorithm, then the algorithm is going to produce 256 length of output. So this is what a hashing algorithm. So with this diagram, we can able to understand if you transfer the plain text to the hash function, it is going to produce the output in the form of hashed text. Generally, we have so many hashing algorithms like MD5, SHA-256, SHA-512 and many more. But in blockchain technology, SHA-256 algorithm is used. Say for example, if I pass an input, my name is Navin Reddy to an algorithm SHA-256, then it is going to provide me a hashed output. The length of the hashed output will be 256. Say for example, if I transfer the input to the algorithm SHA-256 of any length, say for example, even if I send a single line as an input, the output of the algorithm will be always 256. So for any length of input, it is going to provide a fixed length of output. So this is what a hashing algorithm. So in general, SHA-256 algorithm is used for blockchain. So generally hashing output will be in the form of alphanumeric, which is going to consist of some numbers as well as some alphabets. So you can able to see the difference of two hash value here. In the first slide, the input will be my name is Navin Reddy. The same input is passed in the second slide as well. But the difference is the spelling of the person. NAVI in the first slide, but in the second one, I have mentioned NAVEEN. If you pass this input into the SHA-256 algorithm, it is going to produce the hashed output completely different. Say for example, if you notice the first hashed output starts with 599, but in case if you change the spelling of Navi, then it is going to produce the hashed output completely different. Say for example, the second hashed value starts with A311. So even if you change a single word in an input, then it is going to produce as a different value in an output. So this is the main advantage of hashing algorithm. So suppose if any of the malicious node trying to change any of the input in the blockchain network, then the hash value for the particular data will be completely different. So with this help of hash value, we can able to easily identify is there any malicious activities happened in between. So this is the use of hashing function. As I mentioned already, if you pass any length of input to the function, hash function, it is going to produce us a fixed length of output. Say for example, if you pass a single letter to the SHA function, it is going to produce the fixed length of output. in case of SHA-256, the output will be of length of 256. Suppose if you pass one line of input to the hash function, again it is going to produce the same fixed length of 256 character as an output. Even if you pass thousands and thousands of line as an input, again the SHA-256 algorithm is going to produce output of fixed length called 256. So this is the main advantage of hash function. The malicious person cannot able to identify whether the input is a single word, or it may be a single line, or whether it is a thousands and thousands of lines. So prediction is very difficult in case of a malicious person. Another important property of hash function is for same input we are going to get same output. Say for example, if I give input for the hash function 1000 times, and same for the same input I am going to get the same hash value for the 1000 times. So this is the main advantage of hash function. So if I change anything in the input, then I will get modified hash value. But in case if I not change any value in the input, if I give 1000 times to the hash function, for the 1000 times the hash function is going to produce the same output for the same input. So this is one of the property in the hash function. Another notable point in the hashing function is hash function is not reversible as like an encryption technique. So what is encryption technique? If you send in the for the encryption algorithm, if you send an input, it is going to produce some cipher text value. For if you know the key of the key for the encryption, for the decryption, the cipher texted value can be reproduced into again original format, that is as an input format. But in case of hashing, if you know the hash value, with the help of hash value you cannot able to reproduce the input. So this is a purely one-way function. We cannot reproduce the input value from the given hash value. So this is the main advantage why the hashing function is more secure. Now we need to understand how hash value is generated for the block and how the hash values are integrated between the blocks. So this is the diagram where you can able to understand each block is connected together, and in every block we are going to store a transaction. In case of Bitcoin, we are going to store the transaction. In case of healthcare management, we are going to store the health related information in the blockchain. So here in block 1, say for example you are having an n transactions. For each transaction you are going to have a hash value, and for the entire transaction we are going to maintain one hash value. I will show you in the further slide how to generate a single hash value for the hash function for the block. So here we can able to understand how we can able to generate a single hash value for a block. Say for example, in a block we are having a 10 transaction named as T1 to T10. So for each transaction we are going to generate one hash value. So the hash value starts from H1 to H10. So we are going to combine the hash value and we are going to generate a root hash value. So by this way we are going to have one single hash value for each block. But for each transaction we are going to have a hash value, but the hash values are combined and we are going to finally get one hash value for a block. So this way we are going to connect blocks with the help of hash value. So here we can able to understand how hashing is useful in blockchain. So here we are having 3 blocks. In the 3 block, for each block we are going to have one hash value. Say for example, for the first block A, we are going to have hash value named as K1. For the block B, we are having the hash value K2. Similarly, for the block C, we are having the hash value named as K3. So for the first block, we are going to generate a hash value with the name K1. This K1 will be added in the next block as one of the transaction, and this particular K1 will be considered as a transaction in the second block. named as B. Similarly, for the B block, we are going to generate a one hash value with help of Merkle tree formation. With that, the K2, we are going to combine with one of the transaction in the block C. So by this way, we are going to connect all the blocks together as like a linked list in the data structure.